Hello and welcome to your Fall Hot Girl Body Sculpt workout. Today is day 3 and we are doing a standing glute and strong legs workout. We will not need any equipment for this workout, so all you're going to need is some free space and your smile. We will be starting off with our right leg first and we will come into our circle. So keeping your knee bent, we are going to be coming into outward circles. Nice deep inhale as the knee and the leg come in to the center line, and exhaling to come into the outward portion of the circle. Making sure that your pelvis is neutral here by squeezing your core and your navel back toward your spine. And imagine you're squeezing $1 million bill in the center line rather than up and lifting. And let's go ahead and slowly now rotate to the other direction. Same leg. Looking good, everyone. Keep focusing on your breath work here. Last repetition. Nice, and let's go ahead and extend through the knee, and we're gonna go ahead and come into our side abductor lifts, or tap the toes down to the side and then lifting into a knee drive in the center line. Making sure that the hips are nice and back as we extend the leg, either tapping the toes down all the way to the floor or lifting up, and keeping the opposite knee with a soft bend. Inhaling on the way to the extension, and then exhaling to drive that knee into the midline. Great work, everyone. Keep breathing. You got it. We have 3 more reps right here before we add on to this move. Last rep right here. And on your next exhalation, we are going to be adding on into the tap. So now we'll do 1 backwards tap behind you, extend the knee, and then drive the knee into the midline. Then tap to the side, knee drive back in the center, and then 1 knee and leg extension forward. So we are basically doing 3-point stance, 1 in the back, 1 in the center or the side, and 1 in front. And we are alternating between the 3 points and adding a knee drive every single time before we switch. And if you like to make this a little bit more engaging, you can go ahead and add on the arms here as an option. But of course, feel free to keep your hands by your hips if that feels more comfortable here. Either way, keep focusing on your breath work. Inhale to tap the toe down in the position, and then exhaling to drive the knee in to the center. You got it. Keep going. Every time we drive the toes to the position, either the back, side, or forward position, making sure that you are also engaging through the hips. So you're doing a hip hinge motion by pushing your hips behind you. Last full repetition right here. Nice, and let's go ahead and switch sides. Starting with the flexion from the knee, and we are doing the circles to start, keeping everything nice and neutral. And this is also as much as a strengthening, but also a balancing exercise. So you might find that one side is a little bit more unstable than the other. No need to judge the sensations, just being simply aware of the sensations and squeezing a little bit harder towards the midline as the knee and the thighs meet in the center. Nice work, everyone. We'll do last rep right here. And let's go ahead and reverse the direction. You are looking so strong. We have last 3 reps. Keep breathing through it. You got it. Nice work. Let's go ahead and now slowly transition onto our side abductions. We're coming into, again, our hip hinge back behind you, and then extend through the leg and either tap or keep it lifted for a little bit more of a challenge before you knee drive in the center. Our adductor and abduction complex is so important to keep our foundation strong. They are on the lateral and the internal of our thighs and our hip area. And as much as our glutes are working here, you should also really start to feel the inner and outer thighs working to help support your glute activation. Nice work, everyone. Let's do last 3 repetitions before we add on to this movement. Awesome. And if you need to shake it out real quick, feel free to shake it out. Or we're just gonna get right into, again, our 3-point position back, knee drive in the center, tap to the side, knee drive in the center, and forward tap, knee drive in the center combination. Every time you come into the extension of the legs, really elongating through the toes. We really want to shoot for our full range of motion. So really bringing the hips back, elongating through the toes into a beautiful extension, and really driving every single repetition nice and deeply into our best repetition, since it's our last time doing these today. Keep going, everyone. We just have a last full repetition for each position here. Nice work. Let's go ahead and now slowly come into a quick stretch and release. We are coming into a forward fold, either grabbing the floor, your shins, your thighs, or bringing your hands to meet the outside of our arms or the elbows. Just coming into a quick release here. And on your next exhalation, slowly rolling back up into standing, and starting with our right leg, we're gonna go ahead and reach back into a lunge while bringing your biceps towards your ears. And with the same side, we are doing a leg lift up towards the sky and tapping that toe back to meet the other side. And we are staying in the same side as we drop back into our lunge, making sure that your torso is slightly forward. So you are leaning forward to get a little bit more intense for the glutes. If for some reason you're having a little bit of a challenge with your balance today, you can feel free to keep your hands on a wall space, or just simply reduce the lift of the back leg. And so just doing a small little lift, keeping that back toe towards the floor before coming back into standing. Looking so strong. I know these are starting to burn. We just have a couple more reps left. So really making these your best reps on this side today. Keep going. We'll do one last rep right here. And on your next exhalation, we'll go ahead and bring yourself back into your low lunge, and we're gonna go ahead and do little pulses, keeping your back knee as close as you possibly can towards the floor. and just coming into our pulses. Your hands can be either in front or you can lift your bicep towards your ears for more of a challenge. The main thing here is to just keep squeezing through the midline. Nice deep inhale as we drop that knee to the floor, and exhaling. Imagine you're ripping apart the mat underneath you. So you're really holding a lot of tension underneath your feet. Great work. And let's go ahead and hold. And we're gonna go ahead and just lift that front heel. We're doing little tiny calf raises, keeping your back knee still nice and low to the floor as much as you can possibly can while lifting that front heel. We just have last one right here. And on your next exhalation, go a little bit deeper, and we're gonna hold. Do not move, but keep breathing. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go ahead and switch sides. Once we meet on the other side, we're gonna go ahead and start off with our back lunge to lift and back into our standing position. The good news is that we already did this combination already once. We are just doing it for the last time now. Drawing awareness into our hip hinge as we lean back and lift that back leg up, and really breathing through each range of motion. We are almost done. We just have a couple more reps left. We have last 3 reps, last opportunity to get deep into these last few reps we have here. And on your next exhalation, let's meet back into our deep, low lunge, and either keeping your hands biceps towards your ears or on your hips or your hands in front. Just little lifts, pulses up and down while keeping the back knee as close as you possibly can at the bottom position in the lunge. Nice, looking good everyone. Let's do one last rep right here. And let's go ahead and hold for a second and just lift that front heel for calf raises. Stay nice and low in that back leg. Keep going. Let's do last one right here. And on your next exhalation, we'll come a little bit deeper down, barely touching that back knee towards the floor, holding for last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go ahead and recover. Coming into a forward hamstring and posterior chain stretch, holding the toes of that front foot, relaxing the head and the neck here. Last full cycle of breath. And let's go ahead and switch to the opposite leg. Really shifting your hips nice and back behind you. And really feeling that beautiful stretch in that whole back of the leg. And on your next exhalation, let's go ahead and slowly now coming back into our standing position. We are coming into some of our final combinations for today. We're going to start with the right leg first in a 45-degree angle, keeping the knee extended, lifting up and tapping your toes back down to the floor, keeping your heels lifted the whole time. If you'd like to make this a little bit more challenging, you can keep that leg lifted the whole time, the whole leg lifted. Exhaling to lift the leg into that 45-degree abduction and inhale back into the center line. This exercise is a little bit different than the first ones that we did in the beginning of this workout. This one is a little bit more challenging since we are keeping the heels lifted off the floor here, and we are in more of an erect position, keeping the emphasis and target into specifically the lateral glutes and the side of that leg. Let's do last 3 reps right here. Keep breathing. And on your next exhalation, hold that extension out, drawing little tiny outward circles. You got it. And let's go ahead and reverse into inward circles. Keep squeezing through your core and your glutes. We're almost done with these circles. Last one. And let's go ahead and slowly release. Shake it off for just a second. And we are gonna go ahead and switch sides. Coming back into our 45-degree angle lifts, keeping either the whole leg lifted or just the heel lifted. Really feeling it on the sidelines here and really making sure you're staying in that beautiful angle, almost like you're imagining aliens abducting your leg out. That's where it is easy to remember our abductions. Aliens are abducting your leg out, and then when they're bringing it back to the earth, back to your body, you're adding it back to your body in the inner portion. Fun fact, that's how I learned my muscle groups during my exam. Nice, looking good, everyone. Let's do last one right here. Staying nice and strong. And let's go ahead and hold out, coming into outward circles first, making really small but very targeted circles. Reminder to keep the opposite knee slightly bent so you reduce tension in that joint. Nice work. Let's go ahead and reverse that circle to the inward circles. You got it. Last 2 circles right here. Nice. And let's go ahead and release. Coming into a quick release for the hips and the legs, grabbing your right toes and stretching the front of the leg and the hips for a beautiful, quick stretch. And let's go ahead and switch legs. And we are going to come back into our last circuit. We are coming into our low lunge on our right leg back, left leg in front, and we are staying static with the hips and the legs. The arms are gonna reach up, and we're gonna also reach down with the fingertips. So just moving through the arms, hip hinging down, and lifting, keeping the spine, crown of the head nice and elongated at the top, making sure that your low back does not arch or does not hike up towards the sky, engaging through the abdominals and keeping your hips nice and back. And as a friendly reminder, if you cannot reach your fingertips all the way down to the floor, feel free to just grab onto your thighs. Staying nice and deep and static with our hips, and really lengthen and lift through the hands and lower, really feeling this targeting into our glutes. Beautiful work. Let's do last rep right here, all the way down and all the way to lift. And on your next exhalation, let's go ahead and meet back with the hands lifted above your head, drawing that back leg into flexion, toe taps to meet the other leg. And we're gonna reach back into a hip hinge and a lift. Option to bring your knee into a knee drive in the standing position, but the main focus is to bring your leg reaching back, keeping the foot in flexion. So imagine you're kicking open a locked door behind you, so you're firmly pressing and driving with that heel behind you. As much as this is a great strengthening exercise, this is also a great exercise for proprioception and balance training. Great work, everyone. Let's do one last rep right here. And on your next exhalation, we'll reset back into just our lower version of the lift only. Feel free to grab a wall space if needed, or keeping your hands by your hips. Slight bend into that forward knee and just targeting in our lift up and down, keeping that back knee extended. Really pushing your hips back the whole time and torso is forward. As we get tired, your pelvis and your hips are gonna wanna shift to the side. So really combating that by making sure that your pelvis bones are pointed towards the floor and your core and your glutes are firmly engaged. Great work, everyone. Let's go ahead and hold at the back position. Keep holding, keep squeezing in the midline, and let's go ahead and release. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side, starting with our low static lunge and just the arms lifting and lowering either to the floor or on your thighs. Making sure that your low back is in alignment with your whole spine all the way to the crown of your head. You got it. We are almost done here. Last reach up, inhale, and exhale, coming into our low touch. And on your next exhalation, we'll go ahead and meet back with your arms lifted. Reach back with that leg extended firmly behind you. Imagine you're kicking that locked door behind. Option to bring a knee drive in the standing position, but making sure your arms are towards your ears the whole time. Nice work, everyone. You're looking great. Let's do one last rep right here. And on your next exhalation, we'll come back into just our lower version of the leg lift. Keeping that forward knee slightly bent to reduce any kind of joint tension and really digging deep into that leg lift by really pushing your hips back. And if needed, you can also grab a wall if for some reason your balance is not here today. I know it has been a longer workout today, but I'm so proud of you. Keep breathing through it. We are in our final reps right here. And on our next exhalation, let's go ahead and hold the leg at the top for last 3, 2, 1, and let's go ahead and lower. We are done with the workout portion. I am so proud of you if you got through this workout. This one was a tough one, and we are coming into our quick cool down. Grabbing your right knee and opening that knee to the side, while keeping your left palm as an option to the wall, or you can grab onto your hip. Bringing now the leg back into the center, crisscross to the opposite thigh, and we are coming into our external hip stretch. Breathing nice deep inhales and complete exhalations. You deserve this cool down. And on your next exhalation, we'll come back with that leg now behind you, dropping down onto the floor into our tall kneeling lunge, extending the opposite leg and coming into our posterior chain stretch, keeping that front toe lifted up towards the sky. And on your next inhalation, shifting now into flexion in that front knee and coming into our hip flexor stretch. Beautiful work, everyone. Do not hold your breath in these stretches. And whenever you feel ready, let's go ahead and slowly switch to the opposite knee and the leg. Starting with the standing position with that knee coming to the side. This stretch is such a beautiful deep hip enhancement stretch for our groin. It should feel so nourishing because we did a lot of work for our glutes and our abduction complexes today. And let's go ahead and shift our hips back, crisscross that ankle onto the opposite thigh, and coming into a beautiful external hip stretch. And on your next exhalation, coming back down into our low, tall, kneeling lunge with the posterior chain focused, hamstring stretch to start, with that front toe lifted, either holding on to your toes or the thigh. And now shifting forward, flexion in that front knee and coming into a beautiful hip flexor stretch. And on your next exhalation, coming out of our stretches, bringing your hands up towards the sky, collecting only the positive vibes and bringing it in to your heart center. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself today. You did such a great job. I will see y'all for day 4. If y'all have been keeping up with this series, have a wonderful day.